So that's in the books. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I can't lie about it. I knew it was coming. Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev again, and here are the excuses: low blows, this, that, and the third. He's a dirty fighter. It was very classless by Kathy Dua, might I add. But I'm gonna get in Kathy. I'm gonna get on Kathy Duva a little bit later in this vid. But in case you've been hiding on the rock, Andre Ward he wins 8 round KO. Well, 8 round TKO stoppage. Um, some can argue that the shots were low. Some will say they're on the belt line. It doesn't matter because, truth be told, Kovalev just quit. Kovalev did not want to be there. No matter how many people say Ward hit him low or whatever, if you notice, Kovalev didn't argue the stoppage until the fight was really over. Everybody ran into the ring. He fell onto his knees and he didn't grab his balls. He was clutching his stomach. That was just clearly obvious. So as far as the low blows and stuff like that, who cares? It's in the books. It's not going to get overturned. That was the second loss to Andre Ward. So with that being said, let's talk about the aftermath of what's going on here. First, I'm going to start with Andre Ward. All right, I know Virgil Hunter is yelling for a fight with Anthony Joshua. He's looking for Ward to move up to either cruiserweight or heavyweight, but most likely heavyweight since he name dropped Anthony Joshua. It makes no sense right now. You have three titles. You have solidified yourself as an ATG. Whether people want to admit it or not, the dude was already pound for pound number one going into the fight, in my opinion. Had been pound for pound number one since Floyd retired, in my opinion. Right now, his main focus should be Adonis Stevenson. Now, Adonis Stevenson, don't get it twisted. I never faulted Adonis Stevenson for not making the Kovalev fight happen. I haven't. I haven't. I've never once faulted him. I mean, as much as people want to say he left to Showtime, this, that, and the third, he signed with Al Heyman, they had a contract, this, that, and the third. Look at the kind of contracts that Kathy Duva, remember that name, gives her own fighters. Did you see? Did you see the contract that she gave Kovalev for this fight? Matter of fact, from the pay-per-view money, have you seen the earnings that he made from this pay-per-view? She's robbing this dude blind. Robbing him blind. A cat that do a contract ain't worth the paper it's printed on. But I digress. The only fight that Andre Ward should be looking at in the near future, I'm not going to necessarily say next because he's just had two grueling fights with Sergey Kovalev, is a unification with Adonis Stevenson. I mean, if the fight is there, which the fight will be there for Stevenson, I say go ahead and get it done. Then you may pursue whatever you want to afterwards. But until then, go ahead. Why not? You're one title away from undisputed at light heavyweight, bro. One title. Now, if you want to take a soft touch in between just to stay busy or whatever, cool. I'm not certain that the Stevenson negotiation will be as hard as it was for Kovalev or B-Hop. I think Stevenson know the mistakes he made in the B-Hop's negotiations, because that's the only reason Kovalev fought B-Hop. If Stevenson would have been on the up and up, I do fault him for not getting that B-Hop fight done, might I add. But if Stevenson would have been on the up and up with the B-Hop negotiation, I guarantee that B-Hop fight would have happened. But I never once faulted him for this situation with Kovalev for the simple fact of the matter, you're dealing with Kathy Dula, man. You're dealing with Kathy Dula. People don't want to admit that, well, acknowledge the fact that Stevenson accepted a person. Well, Stevenson and Al Heyman showed up for a purse bid, this, that, and the third, trying to make the fight. Fight didn't happen because Kathy Dula pulled out. You know? Kathy Dula pulled out of that purse bid. If it weren't for Captain Duper pulling out that first bid, we would have had Kovalev versus Stevenson at least 2, 3 years ago, man. So all I can say is the next thing for Andre Ward should not be Anthony Joshua. It should be either a light heavyweight #1 contender or mandatory or Adonis Stevenson. Those are the only 2 fights that Andre Ward should be looking at. Now, Sergey Kovalev. What's next for Sergey Kovalev? If you listen to my video before the fight, I said if he were to lose, there is no way that he would be fighting Adonis Stevenson. So if people think that a quick rebound would be Adonis Stevenson, it's not going to happen. If you looked at Adonis Stevenson's Twitter, he called out Andre Ward. Andre Ward is the only fight that Adonis Stevenson is looking at. He's not even looking at his mandatory that he's had for the past, 2 years? Not even looking at that guy. He's looking directly at Andre Ward. Meaning he's willing to come to the table, willing to negotiate. He can sit that king shit down because when it boils down to it, Andre Ward, even though he hasn't lit up pay-per-view, he's been on pay-per-view twice now. Twice? Yeah, twice now that I can think of. Adonis Stevenson has never been on pay-per-view. Ward has a way better record in 2 weight divisions. Adonis Stevenson fought at 168. Ward had a much better record than Adonis Stevenson at 168. He has a win over Darnell Boone. Never lost to Darnell Boone, unlike Adonis Stevenson. Got stopped by Darnell Boone. Came back to avenge the loss, but you still lost to Darnell Boone. Ward got sat down but got back up to win. Let me put that out there. So the similar opponent thing, it can go either way. Wash. Ward has 3 titles. And now, actually 4, because now he's the Ring Magazine title. He took that away from Adonis Stevenson. So they're just even though the only argument Stevenson has right now is I'm the WBC champion and I'm the lineal champion. That's it. But as far as like Sergey Kovalev is concerned, if he wants to get back in the ring and make money, like a good payday, first of all, he needs to leave Kathy Duva. I'm sure Al Heyman would love his services. I'm sure Top Rank would love his services. There will not be a lack of suitors for Sergey Kovalev if he were to leave Kathy Duva. Despite his racist rhetoric, this, that, and the third, because John David Jackson is not training him anymore. If you can't look at the post-fight interviews and tell that John David Jackson has had enough of him, something is seriously wrong. But he's not going to have a lack of suitors. There are going to be people willing to train him. There are going to be promoters that are willing to sign him. That's going to pay him rightfully what he's owed. And the first, and I do mean the first fight, if I was Sergey Kovalev, the first fight I would be looking at would be against Artur Beterbiev. You stage that fight in Russia, or at the least Canada. But if you stage an Artur Beterbiev fight in Russia, who would not be interested? Any smart promoter, outside of Kathy Duva, of course, any smart promoter would promote or be begging for a fight with Artur Beterbiev and Sergey Kovalev. That is the smartest fight for him to come back. That's if he wants a fight like that next for a payday. If not, I say he looks somewhere middle of the road, maybe a Sullivan, but no, that'd probably be a little too tough. It's kind of hard right now. It's kind of hard because he had everything sold up on Andre Ward. But if he wants immediate payday, I'm just going to stick it like that. If he wants immediate payday, I would be looking at Artur Beterbiev. He's already going to be kind of, I'm not going to say duck, but you're not going to have many fighters out there looking to fight him because, yeah, Ward may have gotten past him, but this is still a very, very dangerous man. So if he's looking for immediate payday and to get right back in the title picture, not so much Andre Ward unless he goes undefeated, because it's going to be a while till Kovalev gets another title shot, especially if Andre Ward ends up being disputed. So you're looking for paydays. And I don't think cruiserweight is in his near future. It may be, but I'll say Artur Beterbiev and get the fuck away from main events. And that's the aftermath of Ward Kovalev. See you next video.